Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here for another Transformers video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I know I haven't posted any of my How to Transform videos for a while, but I wanted to let you guys know I haven't forgotten about you. But I just wanted to try a different variation of my series. Somebody has actually had suggested a while back that I actually do a top 5 video for Transformers Armada. So what I decided to do was I decided that I was going to do a top 5 for both the Autobots, the Decepticons, and I was going to do a top 10 for the Minicons because of how many Minicons there actually are for the Armada series. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be doing my top 5 Autobot video. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. But I did want to let you guys know I haven't forgotten about any of you. I've just been kind of just focused on other things, and I apologize that I haven't posted a How to Transform video for a while. But I want to let you guys know that I'm actually going to be doing my 2004 Transformers Energon Omega Supreme in the next couple of days. So you guys get to look forward to that. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to try and do a live video or just a standard video like I normally do. But either way, Omega Supreme, he's coming. I know a bunch of people want me to do him. So you guys, just a couple more days and I'll have that video out. But for today, I'm going to be doing my top 5 Transformers Armada Autobots. So to get things started, my number 5 spot, which as much as I like this character, he kind of has one of the for lack of a better word, weakest support structure. I can't figure out how to describe it. I just think that he could have had a lot more screen time, a lot more. He could have been in a lot more fights. He could have had a lot more action. But my number 5 spot has got to go to the Transformers Armada Hoist. As you guys know, Hoist is the reformatted version of Smokescreen, but honestly, I think Smokescreen saw more action as Smokescreen rather than Hoist. As much as I like this design, I love his bulldozer design, and I love the spring-loaded trigger that he's got on his fist, just kind of the power punch thing. But honestly, I wish they would have kept the projectile gimmick. Like, this could have flipped out and had a cannon like come out of the arm or something like that, similar to Smokescreen long arm launcher. But honestly, I think that Hoist could have seen a bit more action. I would have loved to see him go toe to toe with maybe Demolisher or even Cyclonus, because that would have been a pretty cool fight. So unfortunately, number 5 spot is going to Hoist. All right, so my number 4 spot. This Autobot, I think he had a pretty good introduction. I love how he was able to get a last-minute save when the Decepticons had a new Minicon that they were trying to take off with. My number 4 spot, I got to give to the very by-the-book sniper. I got to give it to Blur. As much as I love this design, I think that he could have had some more. Action in the Transformers Armada series. I absolutely love the sculpt of this design. Just how his vehicle mode works great as both a car and kind of a jet mode type of deal. I love the gimmick where instead of like actually connecting onto a Minicon port, you actually have the Minicon insert into a slot on the back part of his armor. That's not really something you see very often. Other than that, I really think I only know of I can only think of 2 other Transformers for the Armada line that actually have similar gimmicks, and those would be Overload and Sideways. But anyway, so in my number 4 spot, I got to give to Blur. As much as I like the character, I love the design. I'm sorry, but all right. Moving right along, my number 3 spot, I got to give to the Vice Commander himself. I was kind of hoping he was going to be in the number 2 spot, but somebody, in my opinion, is a little bit better than in the number 2 spot. But anyway, so the number 3 spot goes to the Autobot second in command, the Armada Jetfire. As much as I absolutely love the design, I love how they have the power link gimmick for him and Optimus, and I especially love that you can even combine Overload onto onto Optimus and Jetfire as well. In regards to action, I think Jetfire saw a great amount of action. I love how much of a supporting character he was. I love, one of my favorite things about Jetfire is that despite Starscream's programming, Jetfire was actually able to convince him to help to talk the Minicon Firebot into firing on Tidal Wave when they found him on, I should say, orbiting the planet Mars. I think that's a great thing for Jetfire. I do know in a later series they established that Jetfire and Starscream knew each other before they really chose sides. I don't know if this Jetfire and the Armada Starscream have any relationship before joining their corresponding factions, but I love the space shuttle design for Jetfire's vehicle mode, and I love how even when he's in his vehicle mode, like he's got the bombs that can be dropped from him. You can open up the cargo bay for his vehicle mode. I think overall this design is very well done. I love how sturdy it is. And if I remember right, I could be wrong about this, and if I am, feel free to let me know in the comments. But if I remember correctly, this was actually the first reintroduction of Jetfire into the Armada line after, I believe, Generation 2 or 3. I don't remember exactly. If you guys have any idea, I'd love to know. But I do know that this was a fresh introduction of the Jetfire character. So, number 3 spot goes to Jetfire. I love the design. I love the character development. I especially love the introduction when the Autobots were kind of cornered and he just shows up and he kind of rides into town, or in this case flies into town, like the hero that we needed, so to speak. So number 3, Jetfire. And moving down the line, I know, like I said, I wanted to give Jetfire the number 2 spot, but I thought it would be kind of weird to have my number 2, have Jetfire and my number 1 spot right next to each other, given the relationship in the series. But my number 2 spot has to go to Hotshot. Hotshot has always been one of my favorite characters. He is, in my opinion, for me, he is actually right on par with Cheetor from Beast Wars. I love the introduction of Hotshot. I love how he's kind of the rambunctious kid who wants to go and do everything. He wants to jump right in. He wants to jump in basically jump in the deep end before he can swim, so to speak. I love Hotshot's quote-unquote hot rod vehicle mode. I love that his Minicon Jolt allows him to fly while he's in both his bot mode and his vehicle mode. I think that's a pretty neat gimmick. Overall, Hotshot, one of my favorite designs. I think that he had the most character development in the series because at the beginning of the series, he started out as a hotshot rookie. No pun intended there. And by the time the Autobots actually left Earth to head back to Cybertron, he had actually taken up the mantle of Commander, despite the fact that he is essentially a kid. And the fact that even Jetfire was okay with it was actually pretty cool, despite Jetfire being second in command. But number 2 spot, Armada Hot Shot. All right, and I'm sure some of you guys probably already figured out that my number 1 spot, let's give me 1 second. My number 1 spot, obviously, got to go for Prime himself. This has always been one of the coolest designs I've ever had, and I have 7 different versions of Optimus Prime. RID, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, Prime. I've got from the movie. I even have. I already said RID. Sorry, But anyway, number one spot, gotta go to Optimus. If I don't give the number one spot to Optimus, I don't know what I'm doing this for. The fact that his trailer actually opens up into a mobile command center, I love how they kind of have that callback to the older versions of Optimus where his trailer would also open up. One of my favorite gimmicks is that it basically is a miniature minicon station, so to speak, and the fact that it can flip inside out and become the lower half of his super mode. But one of my favorite things to see is always the command center opened up with all the little functions and all the little spots for the minicons to put on. Obviously, Optimus, out of any character, probably has the most character development in the entire franchise. I honestly think that... honestly, I can't even think of a close second to him. Maybe Ultra Magnus, I don't know for sure. But anyway, my number one spot has to go to Optimus Prime. One of my favorite things about the Armada series was his introduction in the very first episode where Rad, Carlos, and Alexis were cornered by Megatron. And as Megatron's reaching in to take the minicon from him, the first thing you hear is "Stand down, Megatron." And as soon as you see Optimus, the Armada theme kicks on, and it's on between Optimus and Megatron, and they go at it. I love how quickly they just jumped right into the action between those two because of their centuries-long rivalry and I guess you could call it a rivalry. But anyway, number one spot, Armada Super Optimus, I should say. So if you guys have, so that's my top 5 for the Transformers Armada Autobots. If you guys have any alternate opinions for my top 5 lineup, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the Armada toy line. Honestly, it's one of my favorite toy lines in the entire franchise, next to Beast Wars, okay? I gotta go with Beast Wars for my number 1 series because that was actually the first series I was introduced to clear back in 1996. So yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that it's been over 20 years since I was introduced to Beast Wars. But anyway, guys, I look forward to hearing from your opinions. You can even hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. I'm going to be doing the top 5 Decepticon and the top 5 Minicon videos. Probably we're going to record them tonight and tomorrow. But just remember, guys, in regards to my How to Transform series, I haven't forgotten about any of you. I'm just kind of working back into it, but I can assure you that the next video that comes out is going to be the Energon Omega Supreme. So you guys can look forward to that. And until then, this is Autobot JCB saying see you later.